Um, Thank you for spending your time with us today. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. We've got a great session today. I want to talk to you about IPL, BBL, lasers. Oh my! So this is important because talking about our skin, okay? And our skin is the outer wrapper in which the world sees us, okay? So we love doing the fillers and the Botox and all this kind of fancy stuff, but you really can't de-emphasize how important it is your skin, because your skin is what the world sees first of you. Now, when it comes to skin, it's more than just getting rid of wrinkles, okay? People often think about wrinkles and Botox, but the way your skin appears is so vitally important. I often use the analogy where you could take the finest silk in China and you could take burlap to a dressmaker, bring it to the dressmaker, he or she makes the same pattern. Which one's gonna look better, right? So really important to take care of your skin. So in terms of youthful, young-looking, beautiful skin, anyone want that? Yeah. So in terms of youthful, young-looking skin, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for evenness of complexion and reflectivity of light. In fact, when the Renaissance artists wanted to depict youth in their pictures, that's what they did. They made the complexions very even, and they showed the faces reflecting light. And if you think about it, that's really what young kids are. So the outer layer of our skin is dead, and so those cells have to shed. And in young children, their cells are rapidly dividing. That's hardly any outer layer at all, and that's why they glow. As we get older, our cell, they slow down, so you get a deeper outer layer, and it's like covering over a mirror. It just doesn't shine so well. So having said that, we use light to regenerate the skin and to help the skin. And light-based therapy involves lasers, and everyone has heard the term lasers. But there is another way to use light-based therapy on your skin, and that's called intense pulse light. And IPL is the initials. The difference between the two is that intense pulse light is made up of all the wavelengths of visible light, whereas lasers is one single wavelength. And it's monochromatic and it's in step, but the big concept is that multiple wavelengths of light versus one single wavelength. And so that's IPL versus lasers. And then this term that we use a lot at Rejuvenate, BBL. What is that? Well, it is a newer technology, but it's still IPL. So intense pulse light, and BBL stands for broadband light, and it really is the next generation of IPL. We recently heard someone describe it this way. It's like your cell phone. If you think about the original Nokia cell phones, they were big, they were clunky. You could use them and you could do things on them, but it weren't exactly user-friendly way back when, if any of you are old enough to remember the way back when of cell phones when they began, compared to your smartphone now. So that's like IPL versus BBL. Same idea, much different technology. So the going back to, for a second, the difference between IPL and lasers, or BBL and lasers, is another analogy we heard was that you can think of the lasers as sort of a sniper with one single target. So you have a laser beam, one single wavelength targeting a certain thing in the skin, versus BBL, which is much broader, sort of like a bomb, although you can use it much more accurately, but it covers many different things. And they really are different, and they are complementary. It's not one or the other, they really are complementary. The reason we're so very gung-ho on our BBL, and some of you may have seen me last week getting a treatment live, and it's on our Instagram stories, if you want live Instagram Instagram TV, thanks. So anyway, the reason we're so gung-ho is because it helps get rid of browns, it helps get rid of reds, but also has an anti-aging effect, which is really phenomenal. If you think about it, in 2020, we have a way of using light energy to actually turn on youthful genes. That is crazy. So it is light energy that is targeted through the skin, and then filters can be applied to the handpiece so that we select which wavelengths we want to go through, which wavelengths we don't want to go through. And actually we can also select how strong we want it to be, both in energy and something called pulse width. And so it's a very complex setting. So it's not just you buy the machine and you use it. The person making the decisions on what they're doing plays a vital role. And in fact, there are things called endpoints. So what we're looking for, let's say we put the filter in that looks for vascular areas, we'll be putting a pulse of light, let's say over a little broken capillary, and we actually want to see that capillary or vein go away. If it's brown spots, we want to see a certain reaction from the brown spots because we know that's going to break up the melanin, and believe it or not, you're going to see brown spots come to your surface of your skin and fall off, which is, again, very satisfying kind of thing. Minimal downtime, depending on how aggressive we are. Some people do have swelling from it. It is certainly possible. We do really push the envelope of the machine. We do it safely, but one of the things about us is that we never stop training. We know experience counts. We have had this a long time. We have gone to national meetings about this. There was just a recent virtual summit, and we just stay up on the current technology, and we are able to get the most out of the machine because it is much more than just turning on the machine. So that is the BBL. And then laser therapy is also wonderful. Laser, again, is one coherent beam of a certain wavelength, but lasers can have different wavelengths depending on the type of laser. So we use the Cyton unit, and we can use just what we call resurfacing, which is an erbium laser, 2490 wavelength, and that can take off the surface of your skin. And again, a lot of what we do is about trying to exfoliate and cause people and let people just kind of glow. So for instance, we can do what's called a micro laser peel, which is taking off the complete surface of your skin and your face, but to a very light degree, so there's minimal downtime. We can do deeper, and even I do full field resurfacing, which if you've ever seen old CO2 lasers, this I think is way better than CO2 because erbium has a higher affinity for water. So we can go right to the depth and not beyond, but that's a very aggressive approach and you need some downtime, but it can do amazing things. So we have BBL, we have IPL, we have lasers. We also have the ability to use lasers in a fractionated way, meaning we send lasers down through your skin but leave little islands that are healthy in between, which lets us achieve a really good result with minimal downtime. I won't go any further than that into those details, but to recap, for your skin you want evenness of complexion and you want reflectivity of light. The BBL, broadband light, multiple wavelengths, is phenomenal for getting rid of browns, getting rid of reds, and actually turning on youthful genes. The lasers are great at some of those things too, but also to ablate the top surface of the skin and get rid of it, exfoliate it, and cause you to have an amazing glow. So that's it. I really appreciate your time. We are always available for complimentary consultations. You can direct message us, you can email us, you can call us, and you can come in because we love meeting new friends. We love seeing our old friends. We just have a good time here. What can I tell you? So please, everyone, be safe. Think of people you love. Touch them as often as you can. Reach out either, figuratively or literally if you are in a safe place. And love one another because that's what it's all about, guys. So stay safe until next time. Thank you for joining me.